You are now listening to Empty Out the Clip.
Welcome everybody to another episode of the Empty Out the Clip podcast, the EOTC. My name is Cams and I'm here in the heart of West Auckland with the brothers in the house. We got Leti and we got Kaizer. What's up, Usos?
Hey, what's good, brothers? What's good?
It's all good in the hood. It's a nice sunny day here on a Sunday afternoon. It's 5:02 p.m. You know, drill boys, do some shoutouts. Let's go, Kaizer.
Shoutouts to 274, 275 for the brothers shouting breakfast at Otahu yesterday morning. Yeah, it was a good catch up, long overdue. Shout out to the man upstairs, Lord Jesus Christ himself. All glory to God, all praise to God. And shout out to Leti and Cams for the panel. And shout out to our viewers. Happy Sunday, family. Happy Sunday.
Shoutouts. My shoutouts to the big yellow pankeke caravan is always parked up at Avondale Marcus, the Susala family, for the pankekes this morning. Naru and the fams. Another one's to my niece over in Australia, Oksana Kefu. So forgot to mention it last week, but when I was playing the Solo Father the other week, she Uber Eats me a me ai, man. That's how loving my other daughter is, man. So it was the first time I ever received Uber Eats from someone else in another country. So shout out to her. Hope your week's coming on alright, and look forward to the next time we call. And my last one's probably to all the parents that are doing it hard at the moment, man. I know Kaizer touched on it a couple of weeks ago, and I guess it's real evident these days, because of the amount of stuff unfolding, especially like with Polyfest and school uniforms and all the rest of it. So hang in there, fams. Can only pray for better days to come. That's my shout out to us.
Shout out, boys. I should make a shout out to all the listeners of the WesWes Network content, all the listeners to the Empty Out the Clip podcast. We are part of the WesWes Network. Check out the website www.weswesnet.com. We're on socials, Facebook, Twitter, X, and we're on our YouTube channel. Go find us on the WesWes Network YouTube channel, or on Instagram as well. Shout out, boys. Yeah. Unfortunately, Eddie can't make it tonight. He's got a date with his family. We'll give him that special leave. He'll be back on next week. But thanks for coming on this week onto the pod. How was your week been? How's your week start with you, Kaizer?
Yeah, can't complain. Living, hustling, bad or good. Yeah, just happy to be alive. Yeah, week's been good. Week's been hot and cold, but been quite funny at the same time. So you can't take what serious matters too seriously, boys. You know, gotta learn to laugh, you know. Otherwise, you end up being like Phil Goff. You know what I mean? Yeah, all good.
Happy to hear no road rage.
No road rage hard
this week.
Hey, you say anything about road rage? Yeah. Yeah. Nah, I'm just a happy Samaritan. Happy to help out wherever I can. Yeah, all is good.
No, week's been funny, man. Like, I'm still doing the morning drop-offs with the girls. So I'm getting up and rolling out from under the apples, like, in time for when the girls want to leave. Yeah, man, it's been very, like I said, very, it's been a blessing just to be able to do the school drop-off and then take my Bubba into one of his two nice cussies that we got for both cars. But yeah, I've just been doing a lot of doco watching on YouTube. And I probably shared the Phil Goff one because that was sort of like breaking news on YouTube. It was only like 4 hours long, like 4 hours old. I don't even think it made that day's news earlier that day. Just what Phil Goff's remarks. Yeah, man. But now we could delve into that later. But yeah, just enjoying being at home, like, not in a way that like I'm probably lazy. Like, I am lazy, but it's more of the absorbing my son's like months as he's like gotten older. Like, yeah, I couldn't imagine like leaving him. Like when I didn't have him last week, it was pretty hard, you know. But no, just enjoying that, and yeah, just being able to watch docos when I can. It's like a lot of it's all the hip hop docos, you know, like all the conspiracy and all the of so and so's ties to gangs and stuff in the States, especially around all the probably 2000 guys. So like it lets me relive my teens again, you know, and then knowing some of the guys was tied to the Beirut, those guys were, you know. A lot of just watching TV, if anything. Nah, nothing over the top, no Pacifica or anything like that, no market today. Yeah, just been a lazy one, eh? Bit of gout in the toes. That's about it. But that's probably as exciting as the Goddles. But yeah, that's been my week. How about you, Cams?
So good.
No gout. That's good news. Yeah, man, I had a good week. Again, just like last week at work, just fast day, just real busy at work, and time just flew. So 5 days went out like 2 days. But yeah, Friday it was good to sit down and watch the rest of round one of NRL. So watched a bit of the Broncos game. Man, they took the Roosters out for 50 points, man. So yeah, that was and apparently no team has ever won NRL the whole competition when they've lost by 50 points throughout the season. So if you're a Roosters fan, that might not be a good stat for you. But yeah, man, sports. Yesterday, me and the missus went to watch Tina, and then because the kids went to their tags tournament, so we went to watch Tina, watch the 12:30 session, and then we got a text during the movie that one of the kids injured their shoulder in the game. So after the movie, we had to go all the way to Uruhu because the tournament was over there in Uruhu. Pick him up and drive him to the minimal hospital. We got there like 3:30. Man, we left the hospital at 9 o'clock, man. So we stayed there for like 4 hours, 5 hours. Bruh. Man, that was the worst. That was the worst. Because my phone ran out of battery too, so I was twiddling my thumbs like just waiting. But I guess that's the thing, when you go to emergency hospitals there, you gotta do that, play that waiting game. And I guess with emergencies, they prioritize everybody. So if an emergency comes in, they have to put that in first in line, and then you continue to wait. But man, that's a long wait, man.
Did they breaking bones?
Nah, it was all good. It was just a strain to one of the ligaments up there. So the X-ray showed no space in between the bones or between the joints on that. So it was all good. Yeah, man, that was my Saturday. It's been most of the day at the hospital, but missed all the games on Saturday night. Came home just in time for the Manly Seagulls. Man, Manly Seagulls, my team.
How'd they do?
Oh, I think the score was 42-12.
42-12.
Yeah, to us. So we got the Warriors next week. Hopefully I'll be there to support my team. That's probably the only time I go to watch a Warriors game when Manly Seagulls are here. But yeah, I can't wait to that. But yeah, man, that's me and my week. Seki boys, let's get into our topics. So first one, you put this up, Hey, Let. So Dave Leti, he posted up a post about a guy that is one of his mates. He passed away. Oh, can you explain that?
Yeah, sorry I couldn't pronounce the guy's name right. But yeah, Butterbean's obviously rallied behind just the police brutality over a guy who apparently died as they got pulled over. So there was a video that went around and it got shared. The guy had passed away, but while he was being what would you call it? He was on the ground. So the dude's on the ground. He's got his hands behind his back. So I'm assuming that people understand, like, when you're on the ground and you're face down first, you can't do anything. He's obviously had his hands cuffed. He's been tasered. On top of that, the two bystanding officers, one walks in and gives a little sneaky kick, and then the other guy lets the dog go. So the story surfaced that the driver of the vehicle was standing by, and then once taken into the police station, he ended up in a coma. And I think Dave wanted people just to be aware of like just the police brutality that's happening in New Zealand at the moment. But yeah, like a guy's lost his life now. Like, and the New Zealand police, man, they're not, what is it called? This is not anything old, just so recent. Last week, AWOL Red was pulling up into the police station, mobile station in Managerial while he was on his live, and he was just talking while he was live that it looks like cops are pulling in and they got guns. I remember a couple of years ago there was the Taranaki Fuimaono who was unwell and the police still went in and heavily used force on him. But yeah, man, I think it's public servants, man, the police, I think they're starting to, like we've said in previous pods, man, almost feels like New Zealand's slowly turning into America, especially with they being able to carry rifles and stuff. But yeah, this poor gentleman lost his life while he was on the ground, man. Like, what else is there to do to a guy when he's on the ground? He can't fight back, you know. But yeah, pass it over to you guys, man. If you guys saw the video that was being shared around, and
Yeah,
just
no.
yeah,
I didn't see
the
I didn't see the video, but just reading the stats on it. So Sam was pretty much just says he was tasered and pepper sprayed before becoming unresponsive, yeah. And then he was pronounced dead at the scene. And then his family's just praying for just shouting out, reaching out for justice to be served, for peace and comfort as well. So yeah, I'm not sure what that title means, really. At the scene he was tasered and pepper sprayed before becoming unresponsive. So some shit must have happened before that too, before he was, you know what I mean? Must have been a scuffle from the vehicle. But they said that he was when they're in the vehicles, they were threatening police with a samurai sword, but then it ended up to be a pipe, a steel pipe in his hand. That's what it says on the read up anyway. But either way, shout outs to the Usos family. What a way to go out. At the age of 45 years old. Man, that's pretty sad. Pretty sad. So much aloha to his family and all those that were affected by this sort of incident, yeah. And as for the police, man, they're not saying much on their end on what actually happened. So I think they're still under investigation on actually before they actually bring out a full sort of fact sheet on the paper. Did you watch it, James? Did you read up on it?
Yeah, and yeah, it does seem like what's been going on in America the last few years, especially with the police brutality over there. And like when I think about the American situation, like it's all about like, are the police trained enough to deal with situations like that? Because to me it feels like it's out of fear than anything else. The fear of not knowing, right? And their instincts is like shoot first and ask questions later, And it seems to be with the African American people all the time. Like you heard about all those kids with hoodies getting shot, first, and then realizing it wasn't a gun in their hand, it was it was something else, it was a phone or something like that. Like, but there's this cool documentary on. It's not a documentary. It's a short film on Netflix. I don't know if you guys seen it. It's called Two Distant Strangers. It's a film about this black guy who gets killed by this cop. But every time he gets killed, he comes back to life. It relives that same day. But every time he meets the cop, no matter what he does, he still gets shot. Like he knows he's gonna get shot, and then he wakes up the next day and it's the same day, and then he confronts that cop again and he tries to do something else and he gets shot. So it's like no matter what you do, you're gonna get shot. So it was a protest film about that sort of thing, and you guys are right. Like we don't want that. We don't want to see that in this country, And you just think with taser guns, when they introduced taser guns here, like it was an alternative to actual guns, right? And they were supposed to deal with the problem. But obviously it's not, because now this guy, Sam, you need dogs on him, you need a pepper spray. I thought it was just the taser gun. So I don't know what deal is with that. Like, I don't know what the process is now. Like, the family of that man should at least get an explanation of the police process of how Sam got killed, or how Sam got, detained in the way he did. Because if you think about it, getting tasered, he's down on the ground, his hands behind his back. He's already got pepper spray. What more do you want? And I think I saw Dave Letilla's video. He's talking about how can someone die from being tasered? It doesn't make sense, right? Maybe a heart condition. I don't know. I don't know what his health was. Don't know if the taser had anything to do with it. If he was weak already, I don't know. We don't know these things yet. But yeah, it's sad to see. And yeah, I don't want to see another America over here. We can see what's going on over there, the problems they have, and all that. We don't want it to come here, and we don't want any influence from the police to be influenced by what we see overseas. So yeah, Eddie, thanks for joining us. Got any thoughts on this one?
No, not really. I think you guys all nailed it on the head. Police go through training for a reason. To deal with these type of situations. They had numbers there. Obviously, they have the firepower. So you should approach the situation in a certain way. But, it's hard to control that adrenaline, I guess. But, yeah. We hope and trust in the process. Hopefully, they find out what actually happened. But my thoughts are probably just with the family. Like Leti and Kaizer said, man, it's all about them now and helping them pick up the pieces. Yeah, I mean, some people may accuse us as being woke and whatnot, but, it's all about the inga, man. It's all about the family, and, we laugh and joke about American politics because it's over there. But it's not a funny story when it's in your backyard. But yeah, those are my thoughts. Oof. Sorry, boys, for being late. Sick.
Can I just say though, it was like here's the here's what doesn't make sense is like the guy is fully helpless on the ground, and like anyone who looks over 100 kilos is gonna find it hard when both your hands are tied behind your back. At what point does a police officer know in his head that this guy is not gonna be able to stand up using his head and his chest to stand up? Because it's pretty evident, right? We shared a video the other day of Awal with his hands. Yeah, Awal's in good, like he's in good nick, right? And he was struggling just to get his fingers in between, behind his back. There were cops standing there with freaking semi-automatic rifles, man. Like literally assault rifles over a guy on the ground. And to make it even funnier, they were telling him to open the door because he had the key in his pocket, and they were telling him to open the door while he's being handcuffed on the ground. Like, there's, the saddest part is like, we've got family and friends that work in the police force, but there's guys that make it on videos like this out there working for the police that makes you question, like, man, these are the bad apples and a good bunch, you know what I mean? And like, when one of my kids saw it, she hates cops now. Because it's the second time in the space of 2 weeks that another incident has happened where the cops look like a bunch of guys. And that's saying how it is, man. After watching that and knowing that a guy, he's lost his life after being tasered, like, fuck, man. Like, when's enough's enough? Like, come on. The lady actually kicked him while he was on the ground. Like, someone in her family needs to give her a slap, man. Because that's not on, eh? A guy ain't gonna do shit. He's helpless. Literally helpless, man. Like, I hope those cops have that on their conscience when they go to bed, man, because that's not on, eh? That's really not on. And it makes me feel like, trying to grow a kid now who's literally not even one. Like, hey, cops are guys like that, because you don't want to paint them like that, you know what I mean? And I hope they get their shit together, man, because that's not on, eh? Like, this poor family now. That's not gonna wash away easily, man, especially when you got someone like Dave putting it out there, so... And I'm so supportive of Dave and whatever he pushes out, man, because that dude's all about the people and it's all from the heart, you know what I mean? So I think people need to be work, man. Like this is the time to be like, hey, if a cop's gonna push back on you like that, at least pull your phone out if you got it, man, and record it, because there needs to be a push for cops and their body cams, man, because we just watching it from a distance on someone's phone. But if we could see full, what was actually happening with the body cams, be a totally different story. But yeah, rest in peace to that guy, man, and condolences to their family. But
I wonder if this is a reaction to the National Party, because they made no secret when they won that they're going to do something about crime. They're off the back of all the ram raids are going on. They won the vote by saying that we're gonna be strict on crime now. We're gonna do all this crime. I wonder if that's sort of like their flex towards that. Like we're not gonna fuck around. We're gonna show guns to these guys, to these people who are so-called committing crimes, to scare them, because so everyone else, as example, everyone else knows that police mean business now. We're not gonna tolerate anything to do with petty crime in there. I wonder if that's like a reaction to all that.
Feels like
because it's like it's versus the community police, right? Like versus that, like okay, it's the police. Police gotta have an image towards the community. They're there to help the community and all that. We've got friends in the police force that do all that stuff. How does what we see with the armed defender squad and all that kind of stuff coming in to a situation where it probably doesn't need it?
Yeah, it sucks, man.
Yeah. It's like, what's going on? Like, are you this or are you that? I mean, what?
Especially when we have friends that are police officers that are doing their fucking hardest to change the image, to build relations, build bridges, and it takes one viral fucking video to destroy all that hard work. And that's what sucks the most, man.
Like you've said, Cams, like that pushback on petty crime and the ram raids and that, but it's like, what's the downfall of that? Like we've seen the statistics. There ain't enough cops to sort of number up against the clubs, right? The gangs and that. What's to say that one day the cops pick the wrong person and that affiliation to the one or two clubs, and then those two clubs start acting out, and we can't see them anymore. The patches aren't seen anymore. Then what? Man, my heart's gonna be worried for our club members, but not only that, our friends and family in the police force. You're gonna hope, man. We're gonna be checking our live every time if we know it's a cop. A cop's been injured by club members or undercover, whatever. And then we're gonna be like, fuck, I hope it's not so and so. You know what I mean? But that's where it feels like we're heading, man. 2 weeks in a row now, we've seen something like that by the cops.
Yeah, or not, or seen with Eddie of his experience last week. Innocent. But yeah, man, interesting times with community police, and we'll keep tabs on it as we go. But next on the topics, Christopher Luxon, he came out, spoke about school lunches again. There's been problems again, still problems with school lunches. I think there was an incident with the packets opened or something, and child got burnt. It was too hot or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, parents complaining, principals complaining that there's a lot of wasted food. Kids are not eating the food. And yeah, it's just an ongoing problem. It seems like we talked about this before a few episodes ago when it first came out, but it's still going. The problem's still there. And I think it got under Christopher Luxon's skin, because in the interview he's said, "Oh, why don't the parents just make a Marmite sandwich and apple, and there you go." I'm like, stop complaining. Don't quote me on that. But it was a big headline in the paper, and yeah, everybody's talking about it. But Eddie, what are your thoughts on that?
So how are we as a First Nation still talking about lunches for kids, man? That's embarrassing, especially when you set out to make it more cost effective and yet more nutritious for kids. But we're sending pies out and stuff like that. I don't know, it's not working, bro. Maybe one distribution center is not enough for all the schools. Maybe you can divide it to 3 large corporations to look after certain areas. You gotta mix and match and make it work. You can't force everything to be within one, But it's definitely a kind of like a knife that the opposition is using to see more, and they just dig into it every day, and because Luxon's the head honcho for that coalition, he's catching the flack, he's catching the strays. So Christopher Luxon, he's pissed off. He's probably taking Seymour into the office and say, Solly, what are you up to? You know, like, bro, he's just going hard on him, bro. But you know, outside in Parliament, he's got to play the big dog and defend his coalition. So nah, man, I reckon, you know, just get like maybe a group of Samoan, Tongan, whatever island ladies, bring them into your school, put them on the payroll, start cooking some mea ai, man. Start cooking some food, bro. Cause straight up, they can cater for everyone, bro. You know, I don't think like this large corporation is the one, bro. And I heard schools have to hire people to distribute the leftovers. So, you know, there'll be 30 or 40 leftover trays. So a teacher's got to put it in his car, drive down the road and donate it to a kitchen, you know, or even try and give it to kids to take home. And, you know, some kids will be a bit a bit embarrassed to take it home. We're paying teachers to be distributors and whatnot for school lunches. So this is not it, man. Like, Seymour needs to, I don't know, maybe just, you know, redo the chalkboard, start again, and do it properly, man. But, you know, I can't really say much on that because when I was in school, man, we didn't have lunches. we just went to the dairy and got the 1.5 and the packet of chips, and we just shared it with all the Usos. And if we could try and barter it with the Koreans or the Chinese, you know, hey, Us, I like that sushi you got, Us. I remember back in school, I think the going rate was half a sandwich for like 3 rolls of sushi. I think that was the going rate. You know, we used to barter, bro. But nah, it's embarrassing for Seymour, and it's embarrassing for the government and coalition that there's so many big issues out there, and yet at the end of the day, in New Zealand, man, we're worried about school lunches for the kids, man. That should have been an issue that well sorted in January. But yeah, how about your thoughts, Kaizer?
Like, how much is a meal? How much is a school lunch that they distribute?
They said $3.
Yeah, $3.
So that's $3, and what they're trying to say is something like it saves the taxpayer about what, 130 mil. Man, to be honest, Perry gets better food than that, brother. Mount Eden gets better food than that. The rest teams get better food than that. You know, straight up. So at the end of the day, whatever that food is, that's mud. I wouldn't even feed that food to my dog. Yeah. So I think at the end of the day, there's a struggle there for all families. You know, for sure. And with David Seymour, yeah, man. I think they just where the place that stores the food, they store it. They don't actually prepare it. So wherever they prepare it, shit, man, that food's mud. So imagine how much deliveries before it actually gets to that actually storage place, and then that storage place has to distribute that food to the schools. By the time it gets there, that's what it turns out to be. That's shit, you know. It's crap food, you know. Not sure what's going on there, but at the end of the day, man, feel for our kids, man, I thought the what's his name, the PM. I thought he said, just make them a maritime sandwich, but and give them an apple. And I said, what the fuck is a maritime sandwich? I said, shit. Is that a nice sandwich or what? But actually, I read it again. It was a Marmite sandwich, solely. Yeah, Marmite sandwich and an apple. So yeah.
That's how you know he's really out touch of the Pacific Islanders, eh? What Pacific Islanders has Marmite those days, man? We had like chip sandwich, Milo sandwich.
Yeah.
Back then, Milo was cheap. Now it's expensive as. No one's gonna have Milo sandwich these days.
Sorry. Yeah, like Eddie said, man, I think we all relate to that, eh? Didn't even have a lunch to get to school. Pretty much closest thing to lunch is when we had pancakes here to take care of. Shucks, like a dozen pancakes, and then you go to school, man. Well, the boys open up that tin foil, it was gone. So yeah, at the end of the day, I think feel like give a office to the families that are struggling. We're all still struggling. At the end of the day, I don't think the kids will be too mad to take it though, especially the poly kids. Food is food, eh? Yeah, they're taught, you know, it's just the survival sort of instinct. If they're given it, man, they won't be ashamed to take it. They'll just take it. I mean, if I was still back in school at their age, I said, shit, man, give me 2, give me 3. you know, or either before we even reach home. So at the end of the day, yeah, that's a touchy subject there.
Yeah,
Your
I think this current government, because they promised so many things when they were being elected into the government, that they were going to do a lot of change, but I don't think they realized how much of a headache the taking on the school lunches was going to do. They obviously saw when they were going to make the cuts towards that number that the previous government had put towards school lunches. They obviously thought, okay, this is easy. We'll just cut it in half and then we'll do this. And it sounded easier and it looked easier on paper than it is to actually put it out and roll it out amongst the schools. But I'll be honest, like two of my babies, they go to the same school, and they both enjoyed the first week of lunches. That's when it was still on the old provider. As soon as they switched over to this new provider, they just complained. They're sick of eating the same soggy sandwiches with 2 small bits of meat. And they get little snacks, which might be like a fruit and then like some Afghans. Now they're used to eating coleslaw, but it's like, nah, like they're grateful. Like they're saying, oh, at least we got something to have for lunch, which is a big ease on the parents. But if you can remember, like during lockdown, and we got friends that are teachers, and they said that they know the kids that have 1 or 2 siblings that go to school, and they obviously look forward to these lunches, right? Because that's how they get full for the rest of the day. And like for some of these teachers, it was like a worry for them, man, because they're knowing through lockdown, mum and dad's gonna be at work, but they got no lunches because these kids come to school with no lunches. Like it's just simply the government, they don't know how to roll this profile out. Like they are struggling with it, and I think it's evident because you can see now that I saw a little snippet of Kamau Sipoloni at a school out west, and she's sitting down with the principal and some of the head students, and they're opening up these lunches, and she's looking at it and she's like, wow, that looks really like dog's fools, you know what I mean? So I mean, every school might get a different, or whether they get to choose what they will have in their lunches. But yeah, it just seems to be mixed like response from like all the different schools about how the lunches is working for them, because it seems to be a lot of extras, a lot of schools not getting their lunches on time, or it's a lot of the same, it's just a different meat, and it's like not enough. So obviously the government need to sit down, even if it means they sit down with Labour and just go over it, man. Like fuck it can't be that hard. I just feel for the schools, some schools that might have the free lunches, they don't have a tuck shop, and these are the kids that I'd worry about, because like if the parents might give them $1 or $2 for lunch, they can go and use at the tuck shop, and then you got a free lunch, and you don't want to eat the dog's fools and eat nothing, or some kids will be like, fuck it, I won't even eat it at all, and I think that's where the worry is. But yeah, come on, government, man. Snap it up, man. This is your time to run the ball straight. Fucking don't add a step in there, man. Just sort it out. Or else we're going to keep talking about it every other week of the year, But that's my 5 cents.
Sure, boys. Moving on. So this next topic is going to lead into Trumpin, but Phil Goff. But Phil Goff, he got in trouble. He actually got fired from his position as ambassador to UK. He got fired from Winston Peters, and because he said some stuff about Donald Trump, sort of, I don't know what he said exactly, but he commented twice about Donald Trump during a Q&A. Q&A. One of the, were they Russian representatives or Ukrainian? Yeah, or something like that. Yeah, but yeah, it didn't sit too well with New Zealand, and Winston Peters put down the hammer and fired him. Now this brings me back to what we talked about last week with Christopher Luxon not saying what he was supposed to say on Mike Hoskins' show. Winston Peters does the opposite and lays the smackdown on Phil Goff straight away. Because there was a question, how come he didn't consult the Prime Minister about firing Phil Goff after he said that? And he was like, well, he's under me, so he said what he said. I agree that, it's wrong, and so he shouldn't be in this position anymore, so I fired him. Right? So I think it was a bit of flex for Winston Peters after Mike Hoskins' interview with Christopher Luxon. But yeah, I thought I found that interesting. You posted this up on our Facebook, Let's. What was your thoughts about it?
First of all, I fully understand the anxiety Uncle Winnie had when he heard what had come out of his mouth. Only because, like, if you look at how Donald Trump's acting right now, man, he's acting like a guy, to be honest. And he always goes personal with his slurs and the little jabs here and there, you know what I mean? But, like, I think if you were thinking, okay, we're going to go to war, the world's going to go to war, and then you have one of your representatives talk shit about Donald Trump, he's going to be like, make sure one of those warships pulls up into the Waitemata Harbour, yeah, and let them know we ain't taking shit from anyone. Doesn't matter, you know what I mean? So I think that was the panic mode when he heard it, and that's why I shared it as soon as I shared it, because it didn't even make the 6 o'clock news, didn't make the 10 o'clock news. So like maybe 20 or 30 minutes after the 10 o'clock news, it was on, like it was literally on YouTube, like. But I'll give Winnie this, like he said, it's the hardest thing he's had to do his whole time as being a cabinet minister, or his time in being in parliament. I believe him, man, because like he looked pretty distraught. I think his first thought of action was like, shit, I just sacked the guy. He's so respected in parliament. Shit, the guy was the Auckland mayor. Number 2, man, I can smell my kio from where I first heard what he said, because shit, he's just said it against one of the most powerful men in the world. And number 3 is like, oh Lord, did someone record that? Like, did they push him record? Because that's what his face showed when he was walking, right? And you could sort of see he was flustered, like he was flustered, like, fuck, don't talk to me. Like, I can't believe this has just happened. And at that moment, when I saw the way he reacted, I actually had a bit of fear in my heart too, because it's like, man, why did Phil say that? Like, you know, it's one thing to say your opinion, like behind a phone, under another name, but to say it and you're representing our country, well, he doesn't speak for all of us. Like, and if anything, he should have been on the panel today. Like, he's saying his mind, one shot, no retract. He made his bed, man, and fuck, that's the rest of it. He's gone. It's like, but
Unfortunately, no bombs been dropped on New Zealand after what Phil Goff said.
Man, lucky I got a concrete table at home. I just put it on my deck because my whole family come lie on it. Hey, my love Phil. But I mean, yeah, respectively, like, you know, because Phil Goff's obviously, like, I think he's like a lot of Aucklanders. Like, he obviously knows his left from his right hand, and he's done a lot of good for like the city. But I think in that moment, like, he just took it upon himself to speak his mind, and maybe it was just the wrong place, wrong time to say it. You know what I mean? I don't think he meant anything malicious from it, but all he was saying was more or less like, oh, maybe Donald Trump doesn't know his history, and it's big of him because he goes personal anyway, you know. But fuck yeah, it's hard to see Winnie look like he was gonna have a heart attack while he was walking out to be interviewed. Eh? And I think the only flex on that part was when he said, when someone goes, how come you didn't consult the Prime Minister? Man, the man of his flex, I'm the one who put him there. Boy. Sorry, Maloso. Maloso. Fuck, my man. But yeah, bro, I just thought, bro, what if Donald Trump's people are listening and they're like, where? New Zealand? Oh, man. Charlie.
Send the drones. Drone strikes.
The drones, eh? It's like, oh, there's a lava coming out of the Waitakere Ranges all of a sudden, surely. Yeah.
Your thoughts, Eddie?
Yeah. I can draw parallels between this and the new FM sacking of the radio host. Like, yeah, you can do your stuff in your own time, but if it brings the company in disrepute, you're gone. And so this is what Phil Goff did. He went and did his own opinions, and then, you know, he's the face of New Zealand for the UK. You can't bring in personal issues, and, you know, you can't attack allies, you know. Can't do that, bro, you know. So, man, Phil Goff, Mosul, if you want to jump on this podcast also to give you a side of the story, man, jump on. Nah. But nah, I get it. Like, you have to be sort of impartial when you're a delegate overseas. And I remember when we do interviews with a lot of the diplomats here, they'll give you very like you know, corporate responses. You know, I remember when not Winston but his right hand guy said something about the Mexicans, send the Mexicans back or something like that. It wasn't that long ago, and they asked the diplomat from Mexico what he thought about it, and he gave this like answer, like he didn't answer it, but you know, he was like real blasé about it. But nah, yeah, that's my 10 cents, man. It was just, you can't have your personal opinions when you're in the position of government. So you got to be very careful. And Leti, if there's any space underneath that tables, Can I? Is that Me Too's?
Well, it didn't make sense that he said it, because I think Winston Peters was heading to Florida. So didn't make sense, bro. Like, why would you say something about a president of a country and your minister for foreign affairs is heading that way? It's
Exactly.
like, fuck. What if he had gone and said he didn't hear it?
Yeah.
So you didn't even know what's happening in your country and you're the minister of foreign affairs. Motherfucker. It's like either you're full of shit or you're like, you're ready for war. It's like, nah, bro, you're not in that position, man.
And Zelensky
You know?
got kicked out of the White House. You know,
And he's a president.
Imagine
ain't he?
Winston got in there. He's like, did you hear what your Usos said about me in England?
Oh, they'll be all over that one, eh?
Yeah.
So he would have got Clay Wonged at the airport. Oh, no, you're not allowed. You've been registered. No, you're not even allowed to step foot off the plane, bro. Turn the plane around. It's not even full of fuel. You'd be asked to turn the plane around. It's on autopilot. You're going home by yourself. Like, it would be something like that, bro. But, oh, man, scary,
Crazy.
Scary 4 minutes.
Yeah. But like Eddie was saying, it comes back to that corporate waffle, eh? That word again, eh?
Yeah.
That corporate waffle. Corporate waffle, yeah. Because what is he? Is he UK High Commissioner, eh? Phil Goff.
So, yeah.
Yeah. UK High Commissioner, yeah. That's a bit strange to say something like that. That's a bit personal, way. And as from what he said, I think that's to keep it sort of in the lines of being corporate, But if you're saying something like that, it's a bit cheeky, They'll take the Americans quite sensitive people, so they don't like to be talked about behind their backs, And at the end of the day, I think Phil Goff, he was former Labour leader as well, right?
Yep.
He was mayor of Auckland and Labour leader, eh?
Yeah.
So I think him and Winston, go way back, eh? That must have been hard for Winston to get rid of him, So I think at the end of the day, it must have part of that call must have came from the PM, even though he doesn't want to say it, He must have got checked. He says, hey, Winston, you better check your boy in the UK, And they left it with Winston, eh? So,
I think Luxon's happy Winston dealt with it because Luxon doesn't want to deal with Mike Hoskins again.
Bro,
Those kind of questions.
Yeah. Exactly. So crazy, eh? Oh, well, there's a vacancy there, Eddie.
Thank you. Because what Goff said, he said, I was rereading Churchill's speech to the House of Commons in 1938 after the Munich Agreement. And he turned to Chamberlain. He said, you had the choice between war and dishonor. You chose dishonor, yet you will have war. So Neville Chamberlain was the Prime Minister of the UK in the 1930s who chose the appeasement. He chose to give territory to the Germans and whatnot, before World War II even started. And yet when Germany kept taking countries and England was forced into war, he chose to retire. He stepped down. So Churchill had to step in. And Phil Goff was trying to point out how it's funny that they had a busk, which is like a face, the little head carvings or statues of Winston Churchill in the Oval Office when Trump kicked out Zelensky.
It was behind them, eh?
Yeah, it was behind him. Yeah.
Just over his shoulder.
Yeah. So, like Kaizer said, if you guys are hiring...
My man. Don't forget the lunches, Don't forget the lunches.
Filet more king for everyone.
Thank you, boys. So Trumpin. So what's Trumpin up to this week? So he had a speech to Congress, his first speech as president to Congress. I think they do it every year, and it went on for what, hour and a half or something? Almost 2 hours went on for. But there was a protest. In Congress. Did you guys see that? So
the signs.
The Democrats had signs, and they did a song in the beginning. Hey, when they all came in, they all stood in the front and sang a song. I think they were watching what happened in our parliament, with the haka. We'll do our own. So they sang a song that song, "We Shall Overcome." I think it was an old slave song. Hey man, old slave song back in the days. They sang that, and they had one of the Democratic congressmen. I think his name's Al Green. He's an old guy. I think he was 77 years old. He's got a staff. He walks on a walking stick, and he was waving it around. And he was waving around in Congress. I think and Trump told the security to take that guy out. Security. I don't know if the security came to talk to him. Like, excuse me, sir, you have to. Trump said to get out. President said you have to get. Oh man. But yeah, I don't know if you guys watched the speech, but man, he was just rambling on. But then I saw some of it, but I remember some of the reactions, especially from the left wing commentary, saying it's all lies. It's all lies. He was telling lies for 2 hours. So yeah.
He was talking corporate waffle again. Corporate waffle.
But yeah, man. So that happened this week, and more tariffs. I think he took some of the tariffs he said he was going to do. He postponed them. He postponed them so he can make a deal. But there's been heaps of talk in America about these tariffs and how it's going to affect the normal everyday Americans, and a lot are going to affect the car manufacturers, because a lot of these car manufacturers like Ford, these American car manufacturers have their factories overseas, so they have to pay a tax now to bring their American cars that are built overseas come through customs. They have to pay extra, right? So it's an incentive for these American companies who have factories overseas to come back to America and build the factories in America. And some of these car companies, because Trump had meetings with General Motors and Ford, and they were trying to figure out what they're going to do, like to bring all their cars back, or to build factories within the country in America, to close down their factories overseas and build the factories again in America. It's going to take time, and it'll disrupt their production, and it'll probably take like 3 to 5 years. So they'll lose money. So he's trying to do these tariffs all over the world, but it's actually affecting Americans inside America. Like, they don't want to pay the extra costs when it comes to all this kind of stuff. So yeah, it's sort of questioning what the hell if he knows what he's doing. I mean, he's a businessman, and I heard that like some people were thinking it's just a power trip for him to make these tariffs all over the world, so people around the world can go to him like he's a king and say, these countries deal with me, because now I'll put a tariff on your country. Well, do you want to deal with me? You come see me. It was like a sort of like a.
So what do you mean? It's like trying to put like red tape down on whatever's US.
No, he's trying to make himself like he's the man. Like for these other countries, I'll put a tariff on you. So if it's gonna hurt you, but you have to come see me if you want to do a deal. Like he's like got this like he's a king. He's got that sort of mentality thing. So, but he doesn't really realize that it's going to affect everyday Americans. What he's trying to, he's saying that he wants to help America do their own thing, but by doing these tariffs, it's going to do the opposite. So, any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I
Before we move
mean,
on?
tariffs, yeah, it's like a double-edged sword. It forces importers to pay the extra tax. So it kind of forces companies to have a hard look at how they operate. Where do they operate just in America and don't get affected by importing parts and, from overseas that incur a tariff? Or do they just pay the extra money and keep importing from overseas? So Trump's pretty clever by putting tariffs up. It forces foreign countries to be like, hey, we don't want to lose this business with America. Let's come to a deal. So I see where he's getting at, but it's a double-edged sword, because a lot of the cheap stuff that come from Asia and whatnot, that get heavily taxed, are everyday items, So it's a double-edged sword. It's gonna slice both ways. But with that speech, man, like I don't know if you guys are Star Wars fans. It reminded me when the Emperor was talking to the Republic and changed it from the Republic to the Grand Empire. I was like, when I was watching the Trump talk, I just had the Star Wars theme music in the background. When Darth Vader walks in, that was crack up here. But it just shows you how the what do they call it, bipartisan, where both sides will work together on certain issues. Man, the issues he was saying, it was only his side standing up and clapping. You know, it was only his side standing up and, yeah, you're right, blah, blah. The other side were completely not interested. And for me, that's dangerous, man. That's dangerous, man. You're talking about millions of people not agreeing with the president. There has to come to a time where both sides have to just sit down and compromise and get the ball rolling, because, like, you can't drive a Carvalho on just two wheels. You know, the other side will be, you know, you can't, bro. But yeah, I think, yeah, it's too extreme. Oh yeah, what are your thoughts, Let's?
I don't know. I thought it was funny that a lot of the reels going around this week were of the Canadian powers saying how they were gonna pull all their liquor and their soft drinks from the shelves, anything American. I thought it was funny because, you know, Americans stitch up their videos and they go, for real? It's like, man, there must be a lot of excitement about it though. But like, yeah, putting like all the Jim Beam, the Hennessy off the shelves and stuff like that. It's like, fuck, that's a bit over the top, eh? It was like especially in like Tuka Mikey's fight, man. It's like, nah, I'm gonna take this then. Well, you have it then, you know? Yeah, I just feel like, I don't know, man. You just gotta wait for it to unfold, huh? And like, unless they've really crunched the numbers on how much it's gonna affect the economy and like everyday trading, well, then it's nothing to be like, you know, like he's done it. It's not just like, you know, a handful of countries. It's obviously to the big major trading ones, you know, the ones that they have the everyday trade with. So I don't know. I'm not too sure about them taking like General Motors back to America, and even if that even makes sense for them, because I think, bro, technology these days and just the American infrastructure around like technology and cars and that, it's like, man, I don't think anyone can compete with the Asians, at all. Like we're not even on par, man. Like anywhere around the world.
You're right about crunching the numbers, because the reason why American companies are offshore overseas is because they get cheap labor, right? So if they have to come back and pay the minimum wage in America's minimum wage, it's like what, triple the amount of wage now they're paying. So when they crunch
This
the
is
numbers,
American dollars, oh.
yeah, it's American dollars, but they've got a minimum wage, right? So you know, it's nothing compared to how much money they save when they get like a factory in China to make their cars. So they have to crunch the numbers. How much profit are they going to lose now if they come back to America?
Well, yeah, I guess it's just a waiting game, eh? But yeah, interesting. I thought it was interesting. Like, you know, you never see Nike brand itself from America. There's no way. You never see it. It's like, you know, it's funny that they're going after the like American car companies, but like, nah, all these big American brands that they have, like, they'll never ever be based in the States. There's no way they can do it, you know? Doesn't even make sense for them to do it.
With a tariff, it's supposed to protect your country, not used as like a weapon against another country, you know, for no reason. Because it's like, because I was reading up about it, and say, for instance, like our country, right? So let's just say we love Kentucky Fried Chicken, right? So we have to import Kentucky Fried Chicken from America, and that's all the chicken we want. We don't want our own chicken. We want their chicken, right? But then our farmers are complaining because, hey man, you guys are not buying our chicken. You guys like the American stuff, so we're losing our business. So protect our farmers, we put a tariff on America to say any chicken comes over, you have to pay extra. So that cost comes down to the consumer here in New Zealand. New Zealanders will see KFC costs more than chicken we sell here in New Zealand. They'll start buying New Zealand made chicken. So that's how a tariff is supposed to work. It's supposed to protect your food infrastructure or whatever it is, your cars or whatever export you have or import you have or anything like that. But then what happens is that, you know, when you put a tariff on a country, they see it as like a war, or, you know, like a thing like, shit, how come we did that? Okay, we'll put a tariff on you. So it's like this back and forth thing, and that's why they call it a tariff war. So it ends up to be not what it's supposed to be. Instead of protecting the businesses in your own country, now you're using it to fight another country. So that's what's happening. And also Trump's got the excuse of, there's all these drugs coming in from Mexico. That's why we're doing these tariffs. But there's no drugs like that coming in from Canada. So how do you explain that? So there's like an ulterior motive here. So yeah, it's very interesting, man. It's complicated too, but it's like, does this guy know what he's doing, or is he just selfish? That's why I say it seems like he wants to be the king. He wants to be the man that everyone in the world has to bow down to him to say, "Oh, can we make a deal? We need to take your tariff off."
Well, like with a few rolls of the dice, he's already made he's already saving the Americans billions and trillions of dollars, man. Withdrawing the troops from the Ukraine and then chucking on the tariffs, bro. They're already out of the red. But I mean, because they've made so many deals with China, it's like, how many of those souls are actually going to be balancing out in what they owe to the international countries? So it'll be interesting times if he can manage to get them out of the red, if they are in the red, before next year. Oh yeah, that's when he has become the king, eh? Because I don't think Samoa is going to be interested in doing deals with anyone that's going to, take their souls, and they'll just be trying to have their influence for American Samoa to help them out. So, yeah, interesting times.
Nice. Yeah, so that's Trumpin for another week, man. We've done Trumpin like 4 weeks in a row with heaps of things to talk about, eh? This guy, man.
Trumpy's the man. Trumpy's the man.
Trump. Wonder what next week's going to do. What he's going to do next week. Moving on, so into sport. So the Fijian Drua had a bit of drama when last time they came down to play Hurricanes down in Hawke's Bay. So they had problems with their transportation. Sort of the transport never came to pick them up from the airport. But they did hire a truck to pick up their luggage separately, and they had to travel in that truck, back of the truck, to their hotel in Hawke's Bay. They played the Hurricanes at McLean Park. They had trouble checking out of their hotel because they wanted a late night checkout or something like that. That night, they weren't allowed to have it for some reason, but the Hurricanes were. Hurricanes were allowed to have a late night checkout, and they did their thing. So a lot of questions being raised about the treatment of Fijian Drua. Obviously, being Pacific Islanders and the hospitality, when you come over to Fiji, or any of the Pacific Islanders for that matter, as a guest, you get treated like royalty. This would never happen to a team. And apparently, when Super Rugby teams go to Fiji to play them over there, they get treated like royalty. They get police escorts. They get the red carpet. And not so much in Australia and New Zealand when it comes to Fiji Drua coming down here to play. But I think it was who's the player that used to play for Hurricanes, the winger, Nandolo. So he posted on the social media what his thoughts were, and he just said exactly that, what I just said. But I'll start with you. What was your thoughts on that?
Oh, bro, it's been Pacifica, bro. Like, my heart sort of sunk for the boys, eh? Like, I know what it is to be treated like dog shit the day of a game, and obviously, I think Grandma did it at Custom when they try to give them the cold water and make all the supporters go stand on the other side of the field. But when you actually the team playing, man, that's gotta be hard, eh? That's gotta be mentally draining. But what it does do though is that it grows the camaraderie and then the brotherhood within your team. Yeah, man. Even if they had said, "Oh, we didn't have jerseys," bro, the boys would have just smiled and laughed about it, man. Because I think going off their form just in the last few games, these guys are happy, eh? They're in a happy place, man. So that would have just grown each and every one's character by that much more. But overall, bro, Super Rugby need to wake the fuck up, man. They should be compensated for all of that, because no one deserves to be that's a job, man. You imagine going to work and then them say there's no toilet paper, there's no milk, there's no clean cups. That's the worst it can get for a rugby player, man. To worry about it, There's one thing for the managers and that to worry about it, but then for the players they have to deal with it and then actually go through it. That's not on, eh? See, Super Rugby need to have a hard look at themselves, man. Even if they had someone on this side looking after them, that person needs to get a slap and then the sack, man, because that's not on. It's good that the players can actually make fun of the situation and then laugh and then tell someone who's gonna actually share it on socials, because the majority of those players wouldn't have even cared. They would probably would have been, oh, no, it's alright, it's already done with now, But I mean, those sort of stories need to be brought to light, man. Like, yeah, you can't have that sort of rubbish going on, man. Like, it obviously would have affected them before they played the game. But yeah, just my heart goes out to them, mate, to the Drua, man. Like, that was quite hard to read, Being Pacifica and knowing, like, Sole, Galo Fire, our team, because they're our boys, man, They're the only other Pacific team in the comp as well. So, yeah. Do you write Super Rugby, man? It's just a poor excuse, man.
Your thoughts, Kaizer?
Yeah. Like Leti says, heart goes out to the Bullers. Yeah, Bulla Banaka to the Fijian Druas. Did they win that day? No, it was like 38-34, eh?
It was a close loss, eh?
Close. Yeah. I mean, they're doing well. They're doing well in the comp. But in actual fact, it's embarrassing for New Zealand footy anyway. To treat the visitors like that. New Zealand's the host. I'm sure if they look at this now, because Fijian Drua has got massive support behind them, right? It's all over socials as well. So because it's all over socials, it's just going to keep getting shared and shared and shared, and it's not a good look for New Zealand footy, yeah, New Zealand rugby. So big shout outs to the Fijian Druas. Yeah, Bulla Banaka to all of you guys. Keep going, keep banging, keep running it straight. You guys are doing well. As for the logistics of it, man, I'm sure one of your management, one of the Bullers in management should have called one of the Usos. They could got a couple of Richie buses out there for you guys and get it sorted for you guys. The Polynesian community is huge here. It just only takes a phone call. So yeah, man. Shout out to you guys. Keep going. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that was kind of like a thing as well. Like, what job did the manager have in all this? Because isn't the manager supposed to organize all this stuff? But it's like,
right.
there's that. But how much of it is the manager? Because you also get the stuff about how they couldn't check out of the hotel. They requested a late checkout. They weren't allowed to do it. Hurricanes were. So, that's not the manager's fault. But it's all about hospitality and stuff like that. Like if you're a team and you came to the country and you had trouble because maybe the manager forgot to organize the transport, or the transport did get cancelled there. I think I read it. The transport got cancelled. They didn't know about it. They waited for 2 hours. It didn't come. Like surely there'll be other things in place to help you out.
Yeah, plan Bs.
Right?
Yeah.
Plan Bs. But the plan B might not come from the manager. It might come from the hospitality of the country you're in, right? Because your international team coming to play like a competition, like a proper official competition that's worth millions of dollars, and the country hosting you doesn't have a plan B for you. Doesn't make sure that. Well, what are you gonna do if they couldn't get to the game and they didn't show up to the game? What are you gonna do? What Super Rugby gonna do? Oh, where are they? They're late. Oh, cancel the game. They're not here. What? Where was your due diligence to, make sure a team like an international team comes to your country and gets the proper service they need to get where they're gonna be, regardless of what the manager does and all that, because shit's gonna happen. And shit happened, and there was no plan B. So, yeah.
Maybe it's a plan to sabotage the Fijian brand. Yeah, maybe they want to build their brand, that Fijian Bulla brand, as well as Moana Pacific. Yeah, maybe they they just want to sabotage it.
But to Leti's point, though, like it did galvanize the team because they upset the Chiefs over there in Fiji. And did you see the shot with Glenn Jackson? Because Glenn Jackson's their coach, right? He's doing the fingers to the camera. The caption was, "Yeah, take that, Super Rugby," for what happened to my team last week.
Yo, and like the sad thing was, it's not even the players that are complaining. It's former players, international players from around the world that have picked it up on social media that are sharing it. It shows to the humility and humbleness of the Fiji Drua not to cause an issue about it. I mean, these guys just went about their business. man, if that was me, so like straight up, I would have been on Instagram and doing a live, bro. I would have been like, get Oos Gang or someone to jump on and, hey, man, spread this out. But nah, just shows how humble this team is, bro. The embarrassing thing is that I saw that international rugby magazines have picked up the story and are sharing it. It doesn't just reflect bad on the organizers of this competition. It reflects badly on the NZR. It reflects badly on the All Blacks. Shows how bad, our brand is not welcoming, for the people, But yeah, maybe it was the manager. I don't know. Maybe the hotel manager was a Hurricanes fan. I don't know. But I'm sure we can do better. I'm pretty sure we can do better. I don't know if it was a timing issue, but these are our cousins, bro. These are Melanesian, Micronesian, Polynesian. We're all one family, man. We need to be better hosts. Um, I've never been to Fiji, but from all the boys that go over there, they said they're one of the friendliest people you could ever meet. So shout out to Fiji Drua, and for their win against the Chiefs. Keep being humble. Just do your thing, man, and karma will come back and reward you like they just did recently. But yeah, NZR or whoever organizes the Super Rugby thing, we just need to better coordinate. If it's just a one-off issue, then it'll be alright. But seems that it's happened often. But yeah, that's my 10 cents.
Alrighty, thank you, boys. Man, main topics. It's time for what have you been watching? Start with you, Kaizer.
Shucks, yeah, just same as Leti, just a few documentaries, a few docos. Yeah, I've watched all. Shucks, I forgot what it was. Watched all those. I keep watching that Suge Knight one, because he's like the missing puzzle, when it comes to docos. They where he's locked up, and they tend to give him some a few hours to say his thing. So, especially when you mention what's his name, P Diddy. So at the end of the day, yeah, those docos are good. Conspiracy docos, I get into those as well. But I did had to do a bit of an old school rewind there. I went back and watched what's that one, Crimson Tide. Yeah, man, that's his shit, man. I didn't know there was actually
good,
some, man. There was like basically over half a dozen of big actors in that movie. Yeah, I said shit. That's a real classic. And then I was thinking, from last week when we said, oh, they should bring a replay back. Most definitely not, because that shit was nuclear submarines and shit, Yeah. That's it. That was like sort of predicting,
Yeah,
predicting of today's, because that was pretty strong, man. Denzel Washington and Gene Hackman. Is Gene Hackman there? Yeah. Some strong, intense, power there on the submarine, So like, yeah, shit. And I think the other one was a Russian submarine, Yeah, that they were battling with,
rebels,
but yeah, some real serious politics there, military politics, no waffle over there. There's definitely no corporate ruffle on that shit, bro. But well played, man. That was intense. Yeah, it's kind of scary because it kind of like sort of predicts a little bit touchy on what's going on today. So yeah, big up to those ones. That's about it. That's about all I watched. Probably watching another old school one tonight.
What's going on in the world of New Jersey?
Man, Bobby, rest in peace.
Oh,
Carlo,
man. Carlo,
That was rough. Yeah. Man, but Phil, that guy, man, I'm glad how he died. That guy he was all over the place. Wow.
You glad how he died? Silly.
Far out. But I finally finished it. It was man, I didn't want to finish it, but that last episode, man, far out. How him and Bobby were talking about it on the boat and kind of foreshadowed like you won't be able to see it. It It'd just be blank. You'd just be on the wall, you know. And like you saw all these people walking in, and your anxiety kind of built up. Like, oh shit, are they gonna show it? And then they just went blank. So I jumped out. I was like, hey, is there another scene? Fast forward to the end of credits, nothing. Nah, what a show, man. That series is up there, eh? I'll put it up there with probably with Game of Thrones and what's the one with Walter White?
Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad. Yeah, it's up there. Band of Brothers. Yeah, it'll be up there with those series. So nah, I'm glad I did it. What a journey. Highs and lows, man. That was a bit of a journey. Christopher dying
Yeah.
and how Tony did that. I was like, oh, bro, nah. What an ending, man. I can see how people got pissed off because I jumped online and most of the comments were MySpace and Bieber. I was like, oh shit. But yeah,
I accepted the ending.
yeah,
but
it was good. It was good.
The only reason why I accept the ending because it starts off like that. It starts off randomly.
Yeah.
Like the first episode in season 1,
Yeah,
it just starts off in a random part of Tony's life, and this one ends at a random part of
yeah.
Tony's life. So yeah, it ends how it
Yeah.
starts. So
It was good. It was good. So no, I'm glad I finished that. Now I'm
Any
looking for
episodes
the
that stand out? Us?
new-
Any episodes that stood out for you?
Probably not any
Homegrowns on that
episode,
one.
but there was a lot of stuff that stood out for me. You know how he'll go above and beyond for his kids. You know,
Yeah.
there was one time when Coco, guy from
Oh,
the
yeah,
other family,
Ari.
yeah, and he just bashed his teeth out. You know, I think there's heaps of powerful moments, eh? But I think the one that stood out to me the most was probably when he had to talk to the psychiatrist about his cousin, how he had a panic
Right.
attack and his
Yeah, the
cousin
night
got
that he
taken
went
into
in.
prison. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, and he held that guilt. That's why he gave his cousin everything.
Mm.
And his cousin didn't really ask for much, eh? You know, he did the time, and he just wanted what he was required as reward for doing that time for the family. But yeah, no, it was a really good series, eh? So I'm glad I finished it. So I think I'm just gonna chill, eh? Just watch some easy stuff because that was like draining a bit,
It
eh?
is draining nose.
That's
Yeah,
yeah.
Did you know
So-
there's a movie? There's a prequel movie
Oh, true.
called
Yeah.
the Saints of
New York.
New York. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
it's
oh.
about Christopher's dad.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Dickie, eh?
Yeah.
Dickie Monster Santi.
Nah, I gotta stay clean of it for a little bit, man, because I don't know. This one Uber driver came to my house, bro. Uber Eats for my sister. And guy was pissing me off. Eh?
Bro, nah, that's reals.
That's
That's
I
real.
was just like, I was just gonna do a whole like Tony Soprano on him a little bit, eh?
Nah, bro, straight up, man. I felt like that sometimes, man.
Yeah.
So, like me, my sister's relationship, she's jealous. When she comes to me, she needs stuff.
Yeah,
It takes a toll on you. It's like that.
yeah,
And like when you hear, like, someone disrespecting one of your siblings, bro, that's how you get into that mood. It's like, oh, yeah. Fuck
Yeah.
it. Bro, how Tony thinks goes through your head.
So it
It's
even
true story,
happened
man.
today. Oh, not today. It happened yesterday. It was like, oh man, I came home from work. I was tired, bro. And I'm not gonna drop names or anything. But a certain family member ordered alcohol through the app, but had the wrong address. So it came to my house, and this Indian guy, he's asking for the particular person that's buying the alcohol. And the person who ordered the alcohol rang up and was saying, "Oh shit, sorry, it arrived there. Can you pick it up for me, and I'll come pick it up later?" And the guy said, "Nah, bro, I need the person's name that's, identification that matches the name on the thing. I can't give it to just anyone, even if they are 18 and over." And they started arguing with each other on the phone. And that Tony Soprano kind of just popped up in my head, eh? And I just took the phone, eh? I was like, you know what? This is a you problem. And she's like, what about my money, bro? That's a you problem. I just flicked the phone off there. And the Uber driver was just looking at me like, oh shit. And he straight gapped it. But I don't know, bro. Like, yeah. I just need to relax, bro, because I'm usually a kind of chill dude, eh? But that series make you want to like go out and just flicky someone, you know? Sorry, but yeah, no. I gotta go back to rebase myself. That's why I went and watched Tina today. Watched the movie Tina,
Oh,
so
nice.
coming back to my roots. Man, what a movie, bro. Oh, what a movie. Um, Depressing though. Oh man, far out. I'm so used to watching like Sione's wedding kind of movies and Three Wise Cousins and Take Home Pay and nah, man, this is straight from the heart, G. Just pulls on the old heartstrings, eh? And the whole family went, eh? And there's a particular part where this kid said something to the teacher, and I could hear my mom in the background. But yeah, nah, it was good. It was good. It was a good movie. I can't rate it now. I'll probably have to wait for it to sink in, and then
No, we'll do a proper review podcast on it
yeah,
on channel 155 or something.
yeah. Because I don't want to say it already now because it's a good movie, but I want to wait for it to sink in and let my thoughts properly break it down. Because I don't want any of that recency biased. You know what I mean? When you watch a movie, you're like, man, that movie was the man, and then it was the best. And then later on, you're like, yeah, nah, that Dragon Ball Z movie was Gaia. But I was thinking, how about you guys?
What have I been watching? I watched just late last night. I watched one. A guy called Otto.
Oh, the one with Tom Hanks.
Yeah, I watched it last night. It's probably a couple of hours long, eh? But bro, his acting, bro, when he's in character, man, like, fuck. But you know what, bro? It feels like, man, that's how you can tell someone distinguished into character. Old school, no internet, no Google Maps, everything's old school. Like he literally still had a landline, and yeah, it was like one of those movies that obviously. So he's lost his wife, he's carried on about his life, but this is only like a couple of months later, and it's pretty. I think it's PG, but it's just no, it's maturity. The rating on it, but it just goes like this guy was missing his wife, and he was trying to take his life, man, and then the movie just unfolds about how he's coping day by day, and like whether he's actually found his place on Earth, like. But nah, it's good fun, man. Good for me. Pulls on the heartstrings as well. Yeah, it wasn't until the young family moved in and they had kids and they had a third baby on the way, and then it's sort of like for every reason for him to end his life, there was either a message or he could feel his wife's presence. Man, real good ending, eh? Real good ending. Yeah, I watched that last night. Been watching a lot of docus too. There's like a hip hop chronicles docu type sort of series that's on YouTube as well. I've watched maybe like 4 of them now. Yeah, and a lot of them to do with like the West Coast hip hop. I watched one on DMX, how DMX came about and who put him on, and his sort of like struggle to fame as well. That one I watched just the same old ones. Like I always try and watch the latest ones, but there was a later one that was talking about Eminem and his rise of fame as well, and all the guys he brought up with him, and the affiliation to like turf gangs as well in LA with the chicken in on that. It's pretty hard case say. It's just funny because it's like, bro, people don't know it, but it's like, bro, the Simon influence and gangs, street gangs. It's like I think there's the mob called the 28 Mafia or something like that. It's a street gang, and they're known for a number of murders in a certain amount of time. But then they go back, if you get talk onto the street and you talk about the Samoans, so they, oh gee, you ask Mister the American, like the African ones, they're like, oh bro, these guys don't play, like they big as fuck, This is funny, like because anyone in the music industry they had ties to Eminem know the history, like, and that's just off Monster saying how was the Buya tribe had Eminem's back and stuff, and the Buya tribe's ties to the Sons of Samoa. So now that's cool. It's cool to watch. And Oh, I started following this guy, bro. He doesn't really have a channel. Oh, he sort of does, but yeah, he's another car enthusiast. But he found a land cruiser in a shed, and he picked it up for free. The terms of picking it up was that if he could get it running, take it away, he could have it. And yeah, man, and it's like one of those barn finds, like Land Cruiser. It's like a '99 model, and he put air in the tires, drove it. The carburetor wasn't charging the battery, so it's going on like 4 months now. Sorry, this guy's got the car running. He put a brand new bull bar on it, new tires and new carburetor on that, new alternator on that. But it's just cool because now he's making videos of him trying to take it off road, which is pretty hard case. So now he's got a lot of followers too, bro. He's on like another feature, eh? You know, those car enthusiasts making videos. But now he's just sort of made it from making reels, eh? Like little 2-minute reels. Yeah, but that's all I've been watching. Haven't found anything interesting apart from those Chronicles hip hop videos. I know I want to dive into a bit of Drunk Champs for the latest video interviews that they've done with some hip hop artists. I know Nelly's one of their new ones that they've put out, and yeah, they're just showing short reels at the moment. But yeah, that's what I've been watching so far. Yeah.
Yeah, man. I've been watching a whole bunch of TV series there. My usual. So I got The Pit. That's that a medical a medical drama. That's, I think it's 2 more episodes to go. 11 episodes in the season. It's pretty good. It's really good. I love it because it's, like I said before, like on the podcast, I talked about it there. It's like every episode is an hour of the shift. So now we're getting to the end of the day, and it's like two hours to go. So yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool, especially the because I had my experience yesterday in the waiting room at Minimal. I'm glad I'm not in that waiting room in the pit because that was just chaos. Eh? Like, if you're worried about waiting 8 hours, talk about waiting all day. Because, man, how many emergencies come through that door, man? And you're getting pushed down the list, you know, or the gunshot wounds or the it's like chaos in there. Like, you feel sorry for the doctors in that, you know. So I should appreciate the doctors in there, but man, I don't see any chaos over in Middlemore. It's just a whole bunch of sick people just get through. So there's The Pit. There's also watching Reacher season 3. So if you guys seen that Tom Cruise movies, Reacher, it actually doesn't, because it's from a book, right? But the book, he's actually a big, muscly dude, like Arnold in the 80s. But obviously, Tom Cruise ain't like that. So they made a TV series about the books, and they get this big, muscly dude to play Jack Reacher, and it's much better. It's much better. So me watching that, it's good. Also watching The White Lotus. That's on Mondays, and also started, because I'm into Marvel, Daredevil season 3. So that started on Disney Plus. I'm watching that, and yeah, I think that's it. Yeah. So that's me. All right, boys. Fia Poko of the week.
Come on, you gotta get up. Just stand up. Come on, get up. I'm trying to get up. Come on, you gotta get up.
You know, there's some people, right? Like, what did I title that? To be honest, though, some people, like, it's one thing to motivate someone, like, but this guy's clearly getting his face beaten in. This is like what the New Zealand police is doing at the moment. Like, the guy can't get up, and he's like, open the car door. He's trying to stand up, man. Come on. This other one here was, this guy, it's another Instagram one. It's all Aotearoa, and this guy's talking about barbecues.
Oh yeah.
Like, I thought, man, this is so right, eh? I think anyone who watched this, tell me if you can relate to this.
Sausages. Everywhere else in the world, a barbecue means ribs, brisket, maybe a whole hog spinning on a spit. In New Zealand, it's a $20 warehouse grill, some white bread, and a packet of suspiciously pink sausages that taste like compressed regret. No marinades, no rubs, just a guy named Baza chopping things with tongs. pretending he knows what he's doing. And somehow this is a national tradition, a cultural event. People gather around like it's the sacred ceremony. Oh, he passed the watis. That's it. That's the barbecue. No brisket, no pulled pork, just beza, a sausage, and a shattered dreams. Why do
Certainly.
Is
And
there truth
shut
to
up,
that, or
dreams.
is there truth to that? Like, someone give that guy a massive bouquet of flowers, bro, because I was thinking to myself, so like, he got me when he said Beza, yo, come on, Beza, son.
What the heck is Beza?
Come on, Bolo or Brian, or Beza.
Brian. Shit. Damn.
And there's another one, some girls doing renovations on our home, bro. And the way the mum walks in, so like, sometimes I feel this way. So they're obviously trying to do good, but it just backfires, eh?
Bathroom. Oh God. You kidding me right now, right? Oh my goodness. Guys, how can that be so stupid? You're supposed to be doing the other bathroom.
Oh, she's joking.
Oh my God. Oh my God. What the hell? It's not this bathroom. You stupid f***s. It's the other bathroom.
Holy.
True story. Sometimes I feel that way. Sometimes.
Arenas.
This one here, I thought, God damn, that shit will hurt for ages. What a Fia Poko. And this is a guy on Instagram. He's obviously trying to get his team up, so it must be a close game, man. And yeah, he obviously runs the ball up court, and yeah, it's like must be a basket away from turning the game. I think this is why they don't have 1A games recorded on the official team draw anymore, because of the pressure. But this is one of those games. See,
Yeah. Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Wow.
if that was you, Oos, what would you say to your mate?
The Mr.
There are
Layup.
no words. Oos. There's no words, Oos. Just don't talk to him for 40 years, 30 years. Just don't talk to him for 30 years, Oos. That's how that game goes. That's how that conversation goes. But this last one here, I titled, I could smell Kito go back into the guy's mully right about now when he hopped out of his car, when I jumped out of the cab. This is obviously traffic jam, man. This is that typical road anxiety, yeah. And the guys obviously got out, Fia Marowale, seen it was the popo, and reversed his Kito back up his mully, eh? Then he jumped out and he was like, Sale, fuck, what are you up to? And he's okay, Leti, I know it, bro. I just fuck, yeah, just rewind my car, yo, I know it. Sorry. Keep the same energy, man. Keep the same energy. I'll check it over these, man. Which one are those 5?
Damn.
Uh,
I want to
me-
go to
for
the
me,
girl in
probably
the girl in the bathroom.
Sorry, that guy, man. You got cheap friends, Oos. Straight up.
Was it Pezza?
Yeah, with the barbecue, man. You know? Yeah, we eat the fresh sausages, but sorry. Nah, yeah, I'll go with the Asian guy, because sorry, nah. I've been to a lot of barbecues with, out west, and they've all been pretty good. I mean, they have to be a certain colour to be good, but, he's probably got some Balangi friends that are not cooking the right barbies, man. Because, man, you can go to Browns Bay, North Shore, get those Saffers, bro. They do mean bras. And then, South Auckland, man, everything in soy sauce, bro. Come pre-cooks on the side, all good. But yeah, that's not a true representation of a national dish from this country, bro. No way. But yeah, how about you guys?
I give it to
Yeah,
the girl
for
in the
me, I was
bathroom.
gonna. Yeah, that was a lucky pick between both of those.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think.
So the girl in the bathroom got the wrong bathroom, eh?
Yeah.
Is that right? She was
Yeah.
demolishing the wrong bathroom, right? Oh yeah.
So did you pick one, Kaiser? The bathroom?
Yeah, I was gonna go with the Beza guy because I didn't know what the fuck Beza meant. Yeah. So when he was talking about sausages, I was thinking, the fuck this guy? So I was either between Beza and the bathroom, yeah. Just based on the reaction, but then the last one as well. when the truck driver jumped down and quickly jumped back in like a marathon runner. So yeah, when the Christmas lights came on, he is most definitely, most definitely dropped his nuts. So yeah, should have kept the same energy when he saw the Christmas lights come on. You know what I mean? Yeah. So hard
I
one,
think
bro.
it's-
So I'll have to go for the truckie. Yeah.
I think it's gonna go two-way draw. I think I'm gonna go for both Bezza and the truck. I think Bezza's what he's trying to say is like like you go barbecues, right? And some people that invite you for a barbecue. I think he's coming from that point of view when you go to a barbecue and you see a bunch of blokes standing around and you're like wondering where all that smoke is, like thinking it's like slow cook, but they're like these there's flavorless sausages that when you finish cook they're burnt. They're like cardboard. I think that's where he's coming from, me.
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to that guy two-way because like that was the most honest thing I've ever heard on social medias in a long time. Oh yeah, shout Bezza, yo, Fia Poko of the week.
Sweet. Speaking about food, Kaizer, you got a food review for us?
Yeah, lucky enough. Yeah, check it out. Me and the boys, we caught up Saturday morning, and shucks, I go past that place every time, mate, when I'm catching up, going back home to see family. But Sales Yard Road, yeah, shout out to Lunch Bar 88, Sales Yard Road, Otahu. That place was packed, man. We got there, the boys picked me up, and we got there about 9:15 Saturday. And then, man, it was packed there. Tables outside, everything. But they got a big selection over there of pies. Not just pies, but they got a huge menu over there as well. So now I know why it's so packed.
Mm.
What we ordered there was caramel pork in the pie. The Venice pie. Man, smoked salmon pie. The creamy power pie. And the mutton bird pie. Like, damn, bro. I was looking at the boys. I say, bro, man, this place is dangerous for our people. So, I was looking at them, like, shit, no wonder, bro, you guys are tricky. Anyway, we went outside, and then, yeah, because it was my first time there, they gave me a taste of the power pie first. Man, I gotta say that creamy power pie, just the crust itself on every pie was like nice and puffy. You know what I mean? So the top of it was nice and puffy but light, and just the base of it was just nice, balanced, nice and crispy. As soon as you bite into it, wasn't just the crispiness of the puffiness of the topping, but that power creamy pie, man, $8 pie. Sorry, man, the first bite, man, a straight, honestly, 9.5 for that creamy power pie. The reason why 9.5, it could have been a straight 10. The other boys would say, bro, it's a 10. I said, no, it's a 9.5, man. But that is the best. The best, honestly, man. You also got to go there and try it, and then let me know, because I've tried a few. I tried one out west and then two out in Pacifica. But that one there tops it off there. That's just so rich, so creamy, so balanced, and nice big chunks of power. That's what got it for me, really, was the rich taste of it, and just the chunkiness of how much cuts they put in there. Because there's other places I went to, man, there was hardly any, bro. It was like flipping corn size flipping power, Now these ones here, nice and chunky, that nice sea ocean taste you can taste from it. So 9.5,
Yeah.
It would have been a straight 10, but for me it was just a little bit salty, a little bit too salty for me. But by saying that, I'll move on to the salmon smoke pie. The salmon smoke pie. Whew, my man. I'm usually a fish pie guy. Hey, it was right next to us. Telling one of the Usos there, I said, Toko, get that one for me. He said, no, try the salmon one. I said, nah, bro, I'm a fish guy. I want the smoked fish one. And he came out, he gave me the salmon one. He said, fine. I said, okay, cut it then. So we cut it. My man, I thanked him, man. I said, sorry, man, that's a straight 10. That was a straight 10, brother.
Yeah.
Straight 10. I said, what the shit? Is this why you guys come here all the time? I said, yeah. And I said, fuck these guys, hey. I said, sorry. So anyway, yeah, I was amazed. And then the power, man, 9.5. But then the salmon, to be honest, was a little bit salty for me as well. But I stuck with the salmon, I finished that one up, man. Cleaned that up, But that was a straight 10 for me. Yeah. The salmon smoke pie, the power pie, and then what was the next one? The caramel roasted caramel pork pie. Fire out, $6.50 caramel pork pie. And I said, "Fuck, man, you sure?" I said, "Yeah, have a taste with us." So we cut that one up, and then one of the boys took the first bite, and I said, "What do you reckon?" He goes, "Oh, I'll probably give it about a good 9." I said, "Hey," yeah. So I went and tasted it. He goes, "Yeah, have a try." So I bit it once, I bit it twice, man. I finished it up.
What a fat guy.
It's only you're
Not
supposed to
that,
take a
but
taste and then pass it off, man. Puff, give, nigga. So I said, "Nah, man, shit, I've never tasted that so nice like that." It was rich, It was rich, the caramel pork pie. Very rich and big. Once again, big chunks of cuts, That's what I was amazed. I said, "Shit, this is pretty good." Yeah, so I'll give that probably a good 9, actually. A good 9. The reason why, because it wasn't enough of the pie. Should have been bigger, man. We're meat eaters here, man. Fish eaters and meat eaters. So yeah, the next one was the venison pie, man. I gotta say another 9 for that venison. That venison pie was just, man, nice and tender, that meat. And then, man, I only got a chance to bite once into the mutton bird, but that mutton bird was, shit, out of this world, Probably a straight 10 for that mutton bird. Honestly, straight 10 for the mutton bird. Because the other guys just hogged that one. I only got one bite from that one. So, yeah. So the mutton bird, just that one bite itself, nice. But they all had something similar. The portions, were just, man, it was just perfect, Big chunks, big cuts, and the portions, man, you can't complain. It was a nice topped up pies, But they had a lot more other pies, I was gonna go back and have a go. They got luau pie, polisami, corned beef, abola pies. What else? Yeah, they got a lot. They got a big selection. But not only that, but I saw a lot of people around the tables there. They had loaded fries, power loaded fries, That power cream on top of the load on fries, on the fries.
Ooh, yum.
Yeah, at that time in the morning, I say, shit.
Too early?
I was like, my man, there's only Polynesians there, man. Shit. Yeah, but it was a good mix. It wasn't just Polynesians there, but there was a good mix there that says a lot about that place. Kind of funny, because there was a bakery right next door to it. And they had no customers, No customers. Yeah, they should change up their menu then and try because that's the competition. You know what I mean? They should change up their menu, man. But they got a good selection. Look it up online. Shout out to Lunch Bar 88, Sales Yard Road in Otahu. Yeah, shout out to the Southside boys for that shot. Got to shop more often, man. Got to shop more often, let's get it done. So yeah, man. I highly recommend it. Go check that place out if you haven't checked it already. Yeah, that's me. That's the food review.
Nice.
That's me. That's a mean review, man.
Yeah.
And I was there too, and yesterday I should have hit the spot yesterday so I can.
Oh, from your
Fridays.
Oh yeah.
So I can
Real
go
Friday,
visit.
bro.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right, man. What an episode! This is a cool episode, man. Thanks, guys. See some last words.
Our last words. If I've say love to the Lord Jesus Christ himself for another hustle for the week. Yeah, thanks to the panel as well. WesWes right here. Thank you to the viewers as well. Samala to all the Filipino brothers out there too. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to share so we can trip and hit that algorithm, get it going. Let's get it done, lads. 2025, that's us. We blessed.
Stay blessed. Man, my last words, man. Same with Kaizer. Man, appreciate the panel. Appreciate the WesWes Network. I want to say thank you to the people out there, man, hustling, bro. Doing it every day. Man, I know it's hard out there. Sometimes hardship can put us in some precarious situations, and we make some difficult choices. So, my final words, man, just keep positive. Hopefully, better times will come. Seki, lo whako.
Nice.
Girls, I just wanted to give flowers to the Drua for their win over the Chiefs, and also to the Moana Pacifica team. The boys got their first win over the at home over the Canes. Yeah, I just wanted to like share like watching that game, even though I watched the delayed coverage. You could just feel the aura of support for the boys. And I think I guess I want to end my last words by saying, for us Pacifica, man, we got to stand together. We can't stay divided, because it shows when we stand together, we're at our best, and that's when we're harder to push over, man. So anyone that's going through something where they feel like, man, I can't do this on my own, reach out to your brothers and sisters, man, because we can't go through this life just trying to do it by ourselves, eh? So I think, in saying that, man, staying strong, man, stay strong, eh? Yeah, man, get a Leti in a little bit.
Thank you, nice.
Nice, boys.
Check.
My last words. I was laughing the other day because I was watching American comedian Bill Maher, and he was talking about how at the Oscars they do the speech in the beginning where they say, "Oh, we want to pay homage to the Native Americans," and they name the tribes that used to like be in Hollywood like back in the days. You know how the Australians do that too? How the Australians say before they before the games, or I don't know, before an event, you get the Australians stand up and say, "Oh, we just want to pay homage to the Torres Strait Islanders and the whatever tribe they're standing on," at the beginning. But Bill Maher, he made a joke about it. He said he's sick of hearing that shit. He said, if you're not gonna give the land back, then shut the fuck up. I was thinking, that's exactly.
No,
And I was thinking, I was laughing because I was thinking, fuck, that's exactly what these Australians are doing in Australia before the games. Oh, we just want to recognize the Torres Strait Islanders of this land and blah 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 of this land, and they name all the tribes. That was a cracker. I just want to leave that last words today on the pod because it just made me laugh. But it's just what comes on the mind now. I know a lot of our topics on this podcast is about racial stuff. It's about talking about our people and all that kind of stuff and what's on the news and blah blah blah. But it's got to do with we talk about this kind of stuff. So it's interesting to see other perspectives from other people, and even though it's funny as well. So yeah, I'll just leave that I'll leave that little thought with my last words. So yeah, thanks guys.
Nice. Facts, bro. Facts.
Thanks guys. Do this again next week. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Nice.